so excited to talk to you today. If you are new to YouTube, you are just deciding to set up a YouTube channel, this is the video for you to watch. By the way, you might be seeing a part 1, part 2, part 3 of this video, and that is because unless your channel is a certain size, you can't upload a video that's more than 15 minutes long. So I'll just be breaking it up into segments. If you're talking about building viewers, if you have 400 followers on Facebook, but you want 500,000 followers on YouTube, you're going to have complete strangers be introduced to you and your brand. And so one of the only tools you have when you're a small channel and nobody knows about you is that at least you're making videos that people are thinking about and searching. Your thumbnail has to look amazing and enticing, and your title has to rank so that they discover your thumbnail. If your watch time is at least 50% or higher, that is a great statistic, and that will trigger the YouTube algorithm to promote your video. If people are watching 10% of your video and then clicking off, that's a really bad metric, because that's saying you weren't able to hold people's attention for very long. And YouTube is going to analyze that and say, oh, we're not going to suggest this video, and we want people to stay on YouTube. We don't want people to leave and go to Netflix. We're only going to promote the videos that we know people are sticking around and watching and finding interesting. You're never going to have somebody who every single person who clicks on their video watches to 100%. So if your goal is, oh, I don't have 80% watch time, I suck. Yeah, like nobody has that. But if you have 10% watch time, there's a problem there. Why are people going to want to stick around? Well, for one, you need to get to the point and start giving them the information right away. You can't take 20 minutes before you actually give them what they came for. Well, what is what they came for? I have so many things to talk about, you say. My video was a half an hour long because I had so much stuff to cover in a half an hour. But what did your title say you were talking about? Because that information you better give up front, because the people came for that information. So make sure that whatever it is you say you're there to do, you come right at it and get it going. You need to have a nice hook and to catch people's attention right from the beginning. So if I tell you that I'm making a video about how to crack a coconut with a hammer, I need to come out in the beginning and show you that coconut and show you that hammer. So you might open up the video and say, hey, you having a tough time cracking your coconuts? I bet you are. Most of us do. I got an easy way to get this sucker open, but stick around. I'm going to show you how to get this done without making a mess. First of all, they're hooked and they're intrigued, okay? What you said you're going to talk about is consistent with what the title is. And you've intrigued them, so they're going to stick around long enough to give you a chance to get to the point. If you just start talking and don't give any type of a hook or an introduction in the beginning, and they don't know you, they don't know if you eventually get to the point or not. So you have to craft your videos for the audience you want to attract. The way you present it has got to be in a way that entices new people to give you a shot. Time management. I know we all think that we know how to manage our time, but really every last one of us could probably use a good lesson in that. One thing that I don't do that I think was an excellent suggestion from Think Media, and it's actually, her name is Heather, she's part of the team there, and that is you need to ask yourself every day, what activities that I have on my to-do list are income producing activities? Out of all the things I have to do, right, there are things that I want to do, and there are things that I have to do, and there are things that I have to do that I like, and there are things that I have to do that I hate. But out of everything that's on my to-do list for the day, what produces income? What is going to lead me to making money? Then what has to be done? Then what do I want to do? Because I think most of us, I'm guilty of this, wake up in the morning motivated and excited about whatever it is we're passionate about, and that's the first thing we want to do is go do what we want to do. So you really need to wake up in the morning and do the things that have to be done that you don't want to do first, and you need to focus on the activities that could generate you income. Then, once that's been taken care of, you use the rest of the time in the day for those things that you want to do. They also talked about the obvious, which is outsourcing in terms of saving yourself time. It's the editing. Editing takes me the longest, okay? I can only imagine what other people are going through. If you have a background in editing, good on you. I actually have a degree in journalism and film video production, okay? And it takes me forever to edit because even though I know how to edit, I've never had to edit for a living. There've always been other people that did the editing. And so when I do it, I'm just very slow. I'm used to having a team. I'm used to having videographers and editors, and somebody else is doing the lighting and somebody else is worrying about audio. Well, I'm all of those things now, not just, my voice and my contribution on camera. So I'm trying to apply this myself. So I'm by no means sharing this saying that I'm any expert at it. I'm saying that I know this is valuable advice. Editing skills can be out of date so quickly because technology changes. I know I want to do it, and I know I should do it in this particular place of the video to give it, but I don't know how. So it can get really overwhelming really fast. If you're able to outsource something like that to take the pressure off, then you can just focus on your content. For somebody who's never used Photoshop, it just really might be worth your time to outsource that. And you don't have to pay somebody locally, although ideally I would like to pay somebody local and I would like to pay them a rate that they're worth, seeing as I can't afford to pay local people what they're worth at this stage of where my channel is at. A place like Fiverr should be a temporary solution, but you might consider doing that to get your thumbnails done. There are tons of websites out there that have thumbnail templates that you can use. So definitely look into that. Most of them are subscription based. So if you're crafty and clever, you can use their template without a specific image, and you can save it on your computer, and then from that point forward you can overlay your own images on top of the template that you made and kind of tweak it and switch it out a little bit in Photoshop. You might pay for a subscription for like a month or two, enough to create a few templates, and then cancel your subscription and then carefully reuse those templates yourself. If you can't afford to pay somebody to edit for you every month, maybe you just pay somebody to help you make a promo for your channel. A thanks for watching, at the end, that you can use repeatedly over and over in all of your videos. Keep your topics probably more simple than you think you need to. Let's say you wanted to do underwater basket weaving. So I'm going to go give them the information that nobody else will give them. I'm going to talk about the width and the mathematical dimensions of the strips. Okay. You just lost everybody, because a lot of people who might stumble upon your video, they don't plan to go make some underwater baskets. They just want to learn about it. They don't need to know enough about it to do it. They're just curious. It's going to be a very small group of people that actually want the technical specifics. So think about it this way. You might be an expert in your field, but the majority of the world is not. Most people aren't. Therefore, because most people are in a different profession in life than you, or because most people have different hobbies than you, they are going to be generally curious about what it is that you do. They're going to have the basic, simple 101 questions that you think everybody knows. But those are going to be their questions. And if your videos answer those questions, they start to learn and grow with you. And you might, once you've grown a following and once you have a lot of subscribers, then you might make specific videos targeted towards your group that really want to know the technical nitty-gritty. See, that's when you write the manual, or you have the online tutorial, or you publish the book, where you teach people literally, technically, how to do underwater basket weaving, and you give them all those specific details. They'll pay for that because nobody else is talking about that, and there's very few resources they can go to get that information. They'll pay for that. But you're not going to turn someone into a customer who pays until you've built a relationship with them and you've given them stuff for free.